right, good morning, garden friends. Today, I have the pleasure of working again with Vego raised garden beds. These are their 30 by 17 round raised beds that I am going to be putting in front of the greenhouse as I'm working towards doing a, cut garden area. I think these guys are going to look amazing. And like I said, because I struggle with plants in pots or containers, because I don't have a drip system, I do find that when things are planted and can make connection to the ground, for me, I tend to have more success. So let's go ahead and open this up. I ended up getting the gray to be consistent in the garden. And like I said, just really excited about being able to partner with Vego. And as their motto says, room to grow. Room to grow your garden. And I'm constantly trying to grow my garden. And let me give you guys some specs in regards to them. Yeah, these are the 17-inch tall modular metal raised garden beds. And gives you like all the instructions in regards to how you assemble this, and just gonna end up being a nice accent piece to my greenhouse area. These are like the rope, the edging, which I like that, because, not that the edges are sharp or anything like that, but I just think it gives a nice finished look to it. And then these are all, the screws. There are 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm assuming to make it 30 inches wide, I'm going to be using 4 for each of the beds. So we'll go ahead and take those out. And they come with that plastic coating on it, so not to scrape it up. So the first thing I'll end up doing is like halfway, and that's what I like to do, is just halfway take the plastic coating off, just to make sure I can get to the screws. And I think it's going to look really nice in front of the greenhouse. Oh, and it looks like I got some on the inside. I'll take the inside completely off. Okay, I don't have to worry about it. But like I said, I'm leaving that on the back side as I'm putting this together to make sure no scrape marks or anything like that. And for any of you that haven't used the raised bed, relatively easy, to put together. Not much of tools needed, because it's, screws, washers, and bolts. Okay, so let's start with connecting the sides. And I'm looking at this. Okay. It's the same. That looks like it's a wider piece. Like I said, you got a screw, a nut, and then they provide you with the tool to go ahead and tighten up them together. let me look at this because I got some, looks like I got 3 different types of screws. Okay, I do like reading the instructions. Okay, so inside, flange standard nut, flange cap. Make sure to tighten each nut and bolt to support the garden. Okay, so hold on, step 1. Cap nuts are used for the top 2 rows. Standard nuts are used for the lower. Okay, so you got the screw and this that goes at the top 2, and then you have the screw and then the little bottom that has the end cap on for the other rows. Thank God I read the instructions. Screw on the outside, flat bolts on the top. I'm going to go ahead and just get it secure so that I can work with this since I'm doing this by myself. And then I'll use the tool that they provided to tighten it up. So, as you can see, the bolt with the head on it is at the bottom. The flat head is up at top. So let me go ahead and get the rest of these hooked up, and look at that. Look at that color. I so love it. This is going to be really nice. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the pieces at least connected and then attached, and putting it all together and adding the screws in it. And then I'll go ahead and put the pieces together, and then I'll put the final. Oh, jeez. I'm like all Butterfingers. Okay, so now I got 2 pieces connected. Like I said, I don't have all 6 of the screws in, but I want to go ahead and get the 2 pieces connected, and then I'll go through and put the remaining of the screws in, and then I'll show you guys when it's all done. All right, guys, so we got them both put together. Oh, is that going to give me a lot of room? And this is the thing, the metal trim, we didn't find that out until we tried to match it up. What makes this so secure and staying on there is there's a metal lining in here that we have to use wire cutters to snip it. But this is nice and snug. This isn't going anywhere. So this is going to look really nice over in that area. So let's go on over to where I'm going to be placing these. Okay, this is where I am going to pot these guys up. Like I said, flanking the greenhouse. Now, because we have the rubber mulch, I'm going to go ahead and remove the mulch to get it leveled, you know, because while this is on a hill, it is what it is because of how our yard is designed. But I want to make sure that when I put the dirt in there, if I end up putting something that has really long roots, it'll be able to connect to the soil. So let me go ahead, like I said, get that mulch moved from underneath there, get these guys positioned, and then start filling them up. All right, so let's get the mulch moved. so then I can have a flat surface. Don't mind the noise. Kevin's actually cutting up some wood. Now I am going to reuse this mulch elsewhere. And there's not much that that has to be moved, you know, because this area already had the dirt when this was the jungle gym area for the grandkids. Oh, there's a lot of worms down here. One thing I want to do is get Kevin's level and make sure that this is level. So let me go get that. I'm going to sort of use the, oh no, let me see. Just move some of this mulch that's up here. I might have to dig just a little bit up here because I'm at the dirt level. And I'm okay with moving it to the center since I'm going to be filling it up with dirt anyway. Okay, so based off of the level and the bally thing there, looks like it needs to come up, or that I need to take this side down some. So let me go ahead and do that. That is point on. I am so good. He's taught me well. All right, so this one here is level. Let's go ahead and get the other one done, and then I will start getting these guys filled up with dirt. All right, guys, I got both of the raised beds filled up, and we've been having some extremely hot weather, and I need to go ahead and get these guys in here. I'm gonna lay them out how I'm thinking of putting these guys in, let you know what I got, and then just go ahead and get these guys in the ground in these raised beds. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I got Greggii. It's a sage, in the sage family, and I believe those have pink flowers on them. I got the two of the Montauk daisies. These are upright perennials. And then I went ahead and got some mums. But I think what I'm gonna do in the back, try to find me a grass that will get maybe a good 3 feet tall that I'll put in the back of here just to give me that texture. So, like I said, let me go ahead and get these guys in here, because you can see they're dry and it's just too hot. And if I get them in, then I don't have to worry about, you know, them stressing. Now, because this soil does have fertilizer in it, and these are fall plants, I'm not going to put my biotone in here because I want them to grow, but I don't want to overfeed them. So let's go ahead and get this in here. All right, guys, the beds are filled, and I think they look so nice against the greenhouse. Now, the other good thing in regards to the choices of my plants, this is a full sun area, and all of these guys will do fantastic in the full sun and drought tolerant once they end up getting established. And I cannot thank Vego enough for sponsoring this video. What I ended up doing, as I had mentioned before, I wanted some grass to be in the background, and that is that muhly grass that I planted back there, and I think that'll end up looking really pretty, especially when the plumes start to bloom. Now, mind you, I have the salvia gregaria in the front of it, and what I'm going to be doing is towards the base, because those guys will get about 2 feet tall. I want to keep it nice and compact, but I'm waiting until more growth comes in at the bottom before I end up cutting it down, because as you can see, it has tons of buds on it. So I wanted to do that flush before I cut it back. My Montauk daisies, these guys will get about 3 foot tall. And then I interwove some mums in here. And as I had stated in regards to my geraniums, last year, the one ended up coming back because I pulled them out thinking, they are annuals, but they ended up doing well. So I interwove those into the containers with the hope that they will come back. Now, mind you, this is a container, but it's bottomless, which the goal is when it rains, it's going to be able to keep more moisture in the soil, unlike the containers that I end up working with. But I am really happy with how this turned out, and it is going to definitely create that cottage feel of my cut garden that I am putting around the greenhouse. So really happy, and once again, thank you so much, Vego, for allowing me to showcase your beautiful circular 30 by 17 inch raised beds. All right, garden friends, thank you so very much for taking this garden journey with me as I am redesigning the area around the greenhouse into a cut garden area. And thank you, Vego, for allowing me to showcase your beautiful circular raised garden beds. I think it adds that touch that I was looking for. Well, if you guys enjoy my content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. I so appreciate it. And I look forward to you checking out my next video.